Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome to Blue Archive, the animation. It's been a long while coming that Blue Archive finally gets its own anime, right? We had the Beautiful Daydreamer PV, I believe it was called, the one in the like mall, yeah, something like that, I think. And yeah, the announcement of the anime was made quite some time ago, and now we're finally getting it. Unfortunately, just so you know, like if you're wondering where can you watch it, access to it not that easy. I don't know why. I don't know who made that decision. But apparently this anime is not available on any like streaming sites. It's not on Crunchyroll. It's not on, well, of course, it's not on Funimation. Funimation is fucking dead. It's not on Disney Plus. It's not on Netflix. Not anywhere. It's streaming on Anyone Asia YouTube channel, but it's region locked to Asia. Or some of the Asian countries at least. So you would have to use a VPN or some shit to watch it. Thankfully, there is a release by ToonHub, MS Subs ToonHub, that I got my hands on. Not gonna tell you where, but it's up on my Discord if you were wondering. Alro Savant, thank you for linking this to me. 11 minutes after it was released, so very fast. But yeah, I have it now, and I guess we can just watch it, right? Still, really weird that it wasn't released anywhere for like the West. And on Anyone Asia, it has English subtitles, but it isn't released in the West for some godforsaken reason. Whatever. Blue Archive. What is my relationship with it? Well, I'm playing the game, so I know more or less what's gonna happen. Just, to get it out of the way. That being said, I kinda stopped reading the main story fairly early on. So I don't think I finished reading the story that this anime season will cover. I just was reading the events, and the main story was just kind of left behind. Of course, I do have some knowledge of future events just through osmosis, just through being a part of the community and seeing, oh, a new character came out. Why do they look this way? Why is there so much fan art of this character? Oh, something happened in the main story, right? So it's unavoidable, unfortunately. But yeah, I do know what Blue Archive is. Girls with guns and halos. And that's all I'm gonna say on the topic. The rest you will see for yourselves. And we, the player, are the sensei, their teacher. I don't know where exactly the anime starts. Is it going to start with the prologue? Is it going to start with the first Abydos arc? Is it going to, I don't know, shuffle things around even more? Who's to say? We will see. Anything else I know about it? Not really, not about the anime at least. I know that it's made by Yostar Pictures because, I mean, Yostar is the publisher of the gacha. I don't know anything about the stuff in particular, about the voice actresses, so we're gonna take a look at that after this episode is done. If you're unfamiliar with the format on the channel, now it's the intro part where I yap about the previous episode and my thoughts about it, and in this case about what I know about the anime itself. Then we're gonna watch it with subtitles and a timer so that YouTube doesn't strike the video down. Then we're gonna take a look at the episode again. In here I'm gonna be skipping through it, stopping by, going frame by frame through animations if need be, stuff like that. Then, for the first episode, we're gonna take a look, also in this little window, at the staff and the seiyuu, and then I'm gonna leave my closing thoughts, and that's where the episode ends. So, prepare your version. Again, I'm using MS Subs ToonHub release, YouTube Web DL, Japanese AAC 2.0 H264, 1080p, whatever. You're gonna find it if you know where to find it. And subtitle track: Chinese, Indonesian, Malay, Thai, Vietnamese, English. There we go. English subs, and we can just start watching it without further ado. Shall we? To do that, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 1 of Blue Archive the Animation in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, train? Train! Why are we on the train? Oh, okay. We are not starting where the game started, tell ya what. Tell ya what. And that's the student council president. Mm-hmm. Shiroko. Her bicycle altar, specifically, and the rings in the sky that nobody still has any clue what the fuck they even are. Okay, so we're starting in the Foreclosure Task Force arc. Foreclosure Task Force arc. That's a mouthful. Halo on. Yeah, the halos turn off when they fall asleep. For some reason. I mean, I know what kimochi means, but it would still be nice to have a sub for that. The main theme of the game. Although, nice spin on it. Yep. Your, usual school supplies, your school bag, and your rifle. uh, Welcome to Abydos. Nonomi. Convenience store with grenades and ammunition, and sandwiches, of course. I am still in awe of the world they created for this game, honestly. There is rarely a world that I'm so heavily interested in. I recognize her voice. DOHC? What? Okay. She was sleeping, probably. And was sleeping right now as well. Yep. Don't ask. I have no idea where she has the money. Not even I know that. Thank you for the exposition, Ayane. Oh, the Tea Party. Gehenna. Eden Treaty, that's like the title of like the second or third arc of the game. Yeah, so we gotta help the owner. Very expressive ears in the animation. Yeah, so the student council might as well just not exist. Very long way, actually, yeah. Properly stored with the magazine out, unloaded, proper gun safety. What's that? Oh, is that the train with... No, it's not the train from the opening, is it? Oh, that's Sensei! It apparently is the train, but the student council president did not disembark. Hmm. There really are some details that aren't there in the game. And a robot with a pompadour. We wouldn't have anybody else for a villain, would we? Oh, it's the Sukebans. Yes. Yes, they can. That's the thing. Just, every day in Kivotos. No biggie. I love that Sukeban's actually got some uh, screen time. They're just, your regular mobs in the game, but here they are actual characters. Dehydrated but alive. Assuming it's an isotonic drink rather than an energy drink. First assumption. Let's cover our asses. First action. We skipped a lot of the story. Right. Does he have a name, or is it just Sensei? Okay, just Sensei of Schale. Certificate of transfer? Oh, of supplies. Of course. Sleeping on a roof. Another track from the game. But again, a nice spin on it. Did you introduce yourself, though? Hoshino. Yep. The Oji-san. At least they have electricity. Mm-hmm. Everybody else transferred. Hmm. Okay, so we are like completely skipping the like Schale arc, like first intro arc, and the Sanctum Tower. Interesting. Oh, the Helmet Gang. Yeah, there's no need to use the, the door. Oh, so that's how we are introduced to Arona. Okay. Someone tipped them off. It's just a grenade. Nothing to be worried about. Yes, it is. That's why it's actually a very good reflection of the PvP in the game. If the Sensei cannot coordinate their attacks, the AI is so fucking stupid. Yep, the Sensei needs to coordinate them. You don't even have any particular design on your halos. Very good question, actually. Why not transfer somewhere better, right? Even the Katakata gang stopped fighting. What is a Sensei, right? Fire them? The translation isn't the, like, best, is it? Yeah, no need to shoot, just smack them with the riot shield. Can't show my face. That's actually very interesting. like explanation. How can they be out of commission and yet not dead, right? They're simply very embarrassed. You crack their helmets open, you reveal their faces, and they run away out of embarrassment. We take no hostages. That's live ammunition, by the way. It's not like Sabagebu and imagination or anything. No. Thanks to Sensei. Thanks to the coordination. Yeah. Leading the students. She is a tsundere. You are correct there. Okay, that's it. Oh, that's a lot of halos. I think I saw Tsurugi's halo. Here's Arona. Is that the opening? Or what will become the opening? Or is it the ending? What's his face? I forgot. Black suit. Yeah. A lot of gun Sakuga. Which is, I mean, to be expected. Problem solver, Gehenna, hair. It goes way too fast for me to, like, figure out all of the names. Hina! Hina, though. It's just one string of Sakuga, isn't it? Oh, after credits? Is this where we meet Arona? It is. Strawberry milk. Yeah, she always dreams of it. Okay. We are ending it with Arona. Sure, why not? Let's watch it again, shall we? Yes, we shall. This is not gonna spoil you or anything, but this is like late in the story. This is like the end of the first story, right? If Blue Archive was an offline single player game, this would be like the final arc of the story, and then the game would end. But because it's live service, they started another story soon after. This is like the end game. So they're already teasing that. No doubt, for the fans were familiar with what's going on, and that is probably a Sensei. Yeah, with the tablet. That's the student council president that went missing. I have not seen her being bloodied in the game though, so it really seems like this anime is going to give us a lot of the detail that the game might have either missed or just not included. Because I don't remember seeing that in game, not during the introduction arc. So yeah, they're shifting things around and making them a little bit more interesting, I guess you could say. Or no, that's not the right way to put it. What I mean is that they're not just doing a one-to-one adaptation. They've skipped the entire intro arc, appearance at the at Schale, taking over the Sanctum Tower, all that jazz. They completely skipped that. They just went from basically the 0th chapter to chapter 1. But in exchange for that, they are expanding on what is contained in chapter 1. They're giving us a lot more detail. So it doesn't, watching this episode doesn't feel like just rewatching the scenes from the game. Well, scenes, it's a visual novel, so you hardly can call going through the text and static sprites scenes, but you know what I mean. The story portrayed in this anime is more than the story shown in the game, is what I tried to say. Here we meet Shiroko. Yeah, her bike. That's Kivotos. Kivotos is the academy city. Yeah, academy city with multiple academies in it. But those academies themselves are more like cities, and Kivotos is more like a country. And actually, the academies are more like city-states rather than cities, but you get the idea. And yeah, the residents are girls with halos, anthropomorphic animals, and robots. Sensei is the only male, as far as anybody is concerned. As you can see, by the way, there are no other humans besides girls with halos. No Nomi. Here's the classic standard convenience store in Kivotos. You have some chocolate on the left, you have some grenades on the right, you know, whatever a high school girl might ever need. And not just high school girl, because there is an event in Blue Archive where grade schoolers, I believe, are throwing white phosphorus around. So that's the kind of game it is. But yeah, thankfully you can also get konbini meals. It's not just guns and grenades. When I noticed the cats, I fully expected to see Kayoko, but I guess it's still too early to introduce Problem Solver 68. So instead it's Hoshino, who also really likes cats, apparently. And welcome to Abydos, an academy. This is what passes for an academy. City. That's an academy. That's the entirety of Abydos. And yeah, it's a environmental catastrophe of some sort, dissertation of this whole city. I don't know how it is explained, actually, because I did not finish this arc. I did not finish reading it, so I'm still up for some surprises here. And this is our Foreclosure Task Force, spending their weekends leisurely. And yeah, Nonomi is strong. I mean, she has to carry that minigun after all. Explanation from Ayane. Yeah, the student council president disappeared. Many autonomous school districts seem to be in chaos as a result. So, who do we have here? That's the Tea Party. Mika on the right, and is that Seiya? No, it's not Seiya. Is it Seiya? Gehenna. We have Fuck, I forgot her name. Chinatsu? Maybe. Ako, Hina, of course, at the very top. Iori, to the right. Here we have, yeah, the Tea Party is from Trinity, and they're not. The school is called Gehenna. Their group is called something. I just associate them with Gehenna usually. And there's a rivalry, of course, between the schools. Angels and demons, right? How can you not have rivalry? And yeah, the Eden Treaty was a basically peace treaty between Gehenna and Trinity. Shibaseki Ramen, it will become relevant later, just so you know. Or maybe not, actually. I don't know. I mean, it will be relevant later. They're gonna go there and protect it, right? There's plenty of people just willing to stir shit. If everybody has a gun and you can buy ammunition at a convenience store and everybody is basically immortal, there's gonna be people just blowing shit up for fun. It's bound to happen. Yeah, Abydos is unfortunately in huge debt. Sorry. Hope it didn't spike the mic too much. And here comes the Sensei. We really are skipping a lot. The entire introduction of Sensei, the entire introduction of Arona, the entire introduction of the existing student council. We have not met Yuka, Hasumi, all those people. Not Ako. The vice president of the student council, forgot her name. Yeah, we have not met them yet. And Sensei gets an office at Abydos and not at the what's the Sanctum Tower? Yeah, not at the Sanctum Tower. Regardless. Yeah, robots with pompadours. I don't think a robot with a pompadour is an enemy mob in the game, although I might be mistaken. Mobs are fairly like forgettable usually. Well, not forgettable. It's just you don't usually pay attention to them all that much. Sukeban Gang, though. The Sukebans, though. Probably one of my favorite mobs, actually. Justice Task Force mobs are amazing and cute, and the Sukebans, of course, are also amazing and cool and cute, and they actually get some, like, role in some of the arcs in the story, or at least in some of the events, but usually they're just the mobs that you plow through. But now they get some screen time, which is very nice. And yeah, just a normal day at Kivotos, people shooting themselves in the streets. No biggie. Here we see Sensei. And of course, the first assumption is, yeah, Serika must have kidnapped. No, sorry, not Serika, Shiroko. Sorry, I associate Serika with crime much more than I do Shiroko for some reason, although I should associate Shiroko with it. I guess I get their two names like wrapped, twisted. Yeah, it's Shiroko. Yeah, of course it's Shiroko. Right. Sorry, had a brain fart moment there. Never expected Shiroko to finally commit a crime. Yeah, not a crime. She just found a man in need, dehydrated, and brought him here. What do we have here? 556 by 45 NATO, 762 by 51 NATO, 9 by 19, 12 cal. That's... we don't see the numbers, I don't think, how much of the ammo they get, but they get ammo, like real, actual, live ammunition. And some supplies. I hope someone's gonna translate it, because I wonder what exactly is given to them. Also, as a side note, this release was supposed to be 1080p, but it doesn't look 1080p. I don't know if the anime has been made at 720 and simply upscaled. Well, not like AI upscaled, but like resized to 1080 and released as a 1080 quote-unquote. Is it an issue with this release, like web rip didn't get the proper quality, or what exactly is the deal here? But it doesn't look 1080. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Maybe at times. And the OG-san taking a sun bath, of course. We get introduced to everybody. The guns are safely stored. Iron Horus the riot shield. Everybody, each student at Abydos is associated with some Egyptian deity. I won't be able to tell you off the top of my head who's who, but Hoshino is associated with Horus, mostly because she has Horus written on her shield. And yeah, Sensei of Schale. I don't know why, but I always thought it's pronounced Schale, but no, apparently it's just Schale. Yep, desertification is serious. I really like how we don't have any music here. Blue Archive is known for very upbeat, happy music, almost chiptune in nature, but no, this is serious shit. The school is falling apart, it's desertified, the corridors are full of sand and nobody bothers with it. There's no swimming pool, it's just a sand pit because there's only 5 people at this school. The only ones remaining. And Sensei teaching Shiroko alone. Surprisingly, I don't know what's written here. I cannot into moon runes, but I have no doubt someone's gonna translate it. Interesting tidbit. There probably aren't any other teachers at Kivotos. I say probably. It's the assumption that Sensei is the actually, like, the only living, breathing teacher. The assumption is mostly due to the fact that we never see other teachers, and also due to the fact that to level up characters, students' skills, you use Blu-rays with lessons. So it's kind of implied and assumed that they just put on a Blu-ray and watch it in class, and that's the lesson. Again, not 100% confirmed, at least not as far as I'm concerned. But still. And this is going to be Sensei's place. Not at the Sanctum Tower, at Abydos. Kata Kata Helmet Gang. And of course, they don't do well without proper coordination. Ayane stays in the back, which is, you know, true to the game. She's the backline student. She doesn't take part in the fighting. She uses her skills as support, and she did support Shiroko dropping her some ammo. Although usually she uses the drone to drop a healing pack, not ammo, but there's no ammo in like the game mechanics, so yeah, they're really not faring well without proper coordination. I run Horus. And we don't see Arona quite yet, we just hear her voice. We thirst for the 7 wailings, we bear the koan of Jericho. The password to unlock this tablet. The tablet that is, by the way, called the Shittim Chest. We can still hold on. Yeah, not with your level of coordination. Thankfully, the Sensei is here, giving a motivational speech and directing the students where they should go and what they should do. That minigun is CG, I think? Yeah, it's CG. Regardless, whatever. Yeah, Nonomi can provide suppressing fire, Serika, precision shots, and yeah, that's the shield. That's the folded up riot shield to the head. Not enough to kill, enough to knock out, though. And compare it to the other Katakata member who got shot in the eye repeatedly and didn't even faint. Meanwhile, Hoshino just smacked her with a riot shield and that caused her to faint. Care package. Oh, I get it. Her ultimate skill, the care package, isn't fully like loaded yet. That's why she can't send it. She can only send ammo. This is amazing. This is great. I love it. I love it. It was always a very like big question to me when I was playing the game, and it's kind of lore versus mechanics, so that's not even necessarily a discussion to be had. the mobs, including the Helmet Gang, just being out of commission and disappearing when they get defeated. And yet, they have halos. They cannot be killed by just regular gunfire. Now we have an explanation. Their face covering gets shattered and they get so embarrassed that they are out of fight. That's really cool. Oh no, no one can see my face. Yeah, they are very much bulletproof. And finally, some hope. Finally, some hope. And here we see Shiroko, Hoshino, Nonomi. No, that's Nonomi. That's Serika. I don't know. Aru? Hanako? I don't know. That. Fuck. Kayoko. Yeah, that would be Mutsuki, and that would be Kayoko, I think. No, this would be Haruka. Yeah, that's Haruka, I think. Hina, of course, she has a 3D halo because she's special. Koharu? Yuka? Not sure. Not sure. Sukeban. Or Katakata. And Katakata leader. And student council president? No, I'm not sure. And Arona. Yeah, I thought it's Tsurugi because it's dripping, but no, it's Arona. And also Arona. And I don't know, and I don't know. And also, oh, no, those are all Arona halos. Depending on her mood, her halo changes. Student council president. More of her. A panorama of Kivotos. This is Sensei's office. And yeah, the vice president of the student council, we see her. This is who we meet initially in the game. This is the people introducing us to the world. So I'm glad we see them still. Arona. Oh, Sensei pulled a 3-star student. The background is pink and sparkly. Abydos. You could really go through this ending just frame by frame for the most part. Yeah, more Abydos. Okay, now we see some other people. Shibaseki Ramen. Problem Solver 68. Mutsuki. The best gremlin. Haruka. Yeah, Haruka and Kayoko. Haruka, my beloved. As her hobby, she grows weeds. As in, not weed, but weeds. The plants that nobody cares about and everybody wants to remove. She grows them as a hobby. Just a nice little tidbit. Background characters. Hifumi, how could I have forgotten? Hifumi Daisuke. Tea party at night at Trinity. Chinatsu and fuck. I remembered her name. I even said it. Never mind. Ako with a bunch of Gehenna mobs. Hina, my beloved. And the scenes from the end game part. And we finally meet Arona, the AI student Doteru. There we go. It's a very nice episode. That's a very nice episode indeed. How about we now take a look at some more deets about this show, right? Let's start with some general information and stuff. Studio Yostar and Candy Box, and School Guns, primarily female cast, primarily teen cast. Angels, female harem, debatable. Demons and cute girls doing cute things. Action drama, there we go. Studios, Yostar Pictures doesn't really need much introduction. Arknights, Azure Lane OVAs, Blue Archive OVAs, Arknights OVAs. And they are branching out into original, well, animation not based on games by Yostar, because Sentai Daishikaku isn't an anime original, but it is a show that they are also making, and it's not based on any sort of a gacha. And then we have Candy Box that helped with Blue Archive, the animation, Azure Lane, some sort of Urusei Yatsura. Then let's take a look at the staff. Assuming Annalist wants to work. Annalist is very moody today. Let's try Mal, maybe. Yeah, Annalist just doesn't want to work today. Mal, characters and staff. Please tell me Mal works. Mal works. Okay, that's good. Yeah, sure, whatever. Cookies. Absolutely, I agree. Why do I need to log in? Oh, it's add staff, not more staff. Forget it. So, staff. Director. Yamagishi Daigo. Loaded yet? No, not loaded yet. Oh, loaded, finally. Yamagishi Daigo. I much prefer Annalist UI for checking that, so I'm gonna stick to that, if at all possible. Yamagishi Daigo directed some episodes of Tate no Yusha, Season 2. Yuru Yuri, director. Show by Rock. Akagami no Shirayuki Hime, unit director on Grisaya no Meikyu. Magi, show by Rock, Bungyo Stray Dogs. Not that much, surprisingly. Then we have assistant director, sure. And art director, why not? Assistant director Shinji Maki, who also did key animation for Kekkai Sensen. Second key animation for Persona. Mahushodo Lyrica Nano Haki animation. And some Fate. And Kazuhiro Arai, founder of Studio Homare. Now it loaded. Now it loaded. Okay, sure, I guess Annalist really doesn't want to work today. Kazuhiro Arai, art director for Blue Archive. Also for Remonster, for Shinmaya Renkijutsu no Tenpo Keiei. Some other seasonal isekais. Also for Awaharu Ride, background animation, and what else? Inuyasha, background art, and some other older shows. Urusei Yatsura. And next we have character design, sure, by Hiromitsu Hagiwara, who also did character design for Azure Lane. For more Azure Lane, sub-character design for Railgun, Dan action animation director, robotics note, Sankaria, assistant animation director. Anything else? Nagaserete Airanto, animation director. That was a very interesting show, I'm just gonna say. And Blood Metal Alchemist, Full Metal Alchemist, sorry, key animation on a single episode. Anybody else I would like to check out? Let's see. Well, script, storyboard, episode direction is also Daigo Yamagishi. We already checked him out. But script for episode 1 was also Hiroshi Onogi. And I would like to check out the chief animation director as well. And the sound animation director as well, why not? And let's see if maybe they want to load more people. I'm particularly interested in music, but we don't see any music mentions, sadly. Hiroshi Onogi, series composition and script for the first episode of Blue Archive, of course. Also World Trigger, Gegege no Kitaro, script and series composition, World Trigger, Uchusenkan Yamato, Code Geass, Shangri-La, not Shangri-La Frontier, Full Metal Alchemist, series composition and some script, Nemozin. Okay. Then we have Hiromitsu Hagiwara, character designer and chief animation director on Blue Archive. We already went through that as well, it seems. And Ryosuke Naya, sound director for Blue Archive, also for Spy Kyoshitsu, Liar Liar, Raisa no Atelier, Kimetsu no Yaiba recording, whatever that means, Futsal Boys, Ganbare Doki-chan, sound director, Slime 300, Kimetsu no Yaiba recording again, and some other roles on shows I'm not entirely familiar with. And now the voice actors. Oh, Haruka, Iori, Hifumi, all of them are listed already. Okay, let's start with Arona. Arona is voiced by Konomi Kohara, who also voices Atla in Tate no Yusha, Sheffield in Azure Lane, Tsurugi no Sato, the little girl chief of the village in Soso no Frieren, Chika in Kaguya-sama, who else? Yui in Precon. Does she voice Arona in like the game, I wonder? I mean, Arona's voice in the game is actually synthesized so that she can actually spell, like pronounce your name that you enter. No, it doesn't seem like she gave the voice for the synthesizer. Interesting. Then we have Shiroko, Yui Ogura, Nonomi, Chiyuki Miura, Serika, Ayaka Ohashi, Hoshino, Yumiri Hanamori, and Ayane, Sayaka Harada. Yui Ogura, of course, Shiroko. And well, she's not listed as a voice actress? What? Now, fucking annulist. Jill Sturgeon in Metallic Rouge. That's quite the range between Shiroka and Jill. Also Rosmontis in Arc Knights. Priestess Girl in Goblin Slayer. Also Sana Futaba in Magia Record. And that's about it. It seems, unless Annulist decided to not load everything. Chiyuki Miura, only Nonomi in this year at least. Nonomi in the anime short, also some minor roles in Pop Tepi Peak. Nonomi in Blue Archive PV. Not Nonomi in game, unless, of course, Annulist doesn't list her role in Blue Archive for some reason. Ayaka Ohashi, voice of Serika, also voice of some Idolmaster and other like musical themed anime girls. Also Kaede from Magia Record. Plenty of. This is already the second role from Magia Record here. Who else? Yeah, just other musical shows. Eleanor from Princess Principal. Momoka from Sabagebu. Oh, really? Interesting. Watch Sabagebu, by the way. Sabagebu is amazing. Next we have Yumiri Hanamori, the voice of Hoshino. Also Nadeshiko from Eurocamp, extremely fitting. Also Momo from Shangri-La, which is not fitting at all. I mean, not fitting to those two, because the voices, like, I have absolutely no qualms about it. Anybody else I recognize here? Hoshino in Beautiful Daydreamer as well. The other animation of Blue Archive, Evil Eye, Akira from Yofukashi no Uta. Those are surprising. Those are surprising. Anybody else, I wonder? Not really. And Sayaka Harada, the voice of Ayane, and also the voice of Ayane, and also the voice of Dunkerque in Azure Lane. And nobody else I would recognize. Yeah. Let's check out the Sensei, of course, Shogo Sakata. Shogo Sakata, who also voiced... Come on, work with me, AniList. Work with me. There we go. Finally. Ken Usato in The World Way to Use Healing Magic, which is great. Go and watch it or read it. I read the manga, and manga was amazing. Aki from Chainsaw Man. Oh, so that's why people are doing the memes of Sensei doing Kon and Izuna jumping at people. Yeah, understandable. Understandable. Anybody else? Not really. Carbo in Dr. Stone. Then we have the characters that have not appeared, so let's go club by club. Let's start with Problem Solver 68. Rika Hachima Aru, voiced by Reina Kondo. Asaki Mutsuki, voiced by Rumi Okubo. Onikata Kayoko, voiced by Yukio Fuji. And Igusa Haruka, voiced by Erika Ishitobi. Reina Kondo voiced Alicia in Helk. Voiced Pau in Sabiku Ibisco. Someone in Tribe 9. Someone in Horimiya. Nikaido in Dorodoro. Someone in SAO Alicization. Someone in Kemono Friends. Not that many roles, but certainly recognizable. Yeah, I'm dying to hear her speak. I love Aru. And next we have Rumi Okubo. I'm dying to hear her speak as well, because Mutsuki is the resident gremlin of the game. And also someone from Oshinoko. She voiced, Rumi Okubo. Someone from Oshinoko. Someone from Futogono Guild. Neru from Slimito. Astolfo from Fate, apparently. And no other roles that I would recognize. CA from Getsuyobi no Tawawa. Yukio Fuji. Come on. There we go. Yukio Fuji, the voice of Kayoko, also voiced Onna Kishi in Goblin Slayer. Also voiced Kayoko, of course. Kiriha in Strike the Blood. The Sailor something in Sailor Moon. Who else that I would know? Nobody. Alpaca in Camufere. And nobody else I would immediately recognize. Latifa in Amaburi. There we go. Familiar face. And Erika Ishitobi. Erika Ishitobi, who voiced Haruka, also voiced Haruka. And not many other people, apparently. And then we have the Gehenna. Again, I can't remember the name of their club exactly. But yeah, Gehenna. Sorasaki Hina, voiced by Ryo Hirohashi. Amao Ako, voiced by Marika Kono. Shiromi Iori, voiced by Ayane Sakura. And Hinomiya Chinatsu, voiced by Haruka Kozuki. Hirohashi Ryo Hirohashi, voiced Hina, of course. someone in Nanatsu no Taizai, someone in Shaman King apparently. There we go, Jessica in Arknights. And nobody else that I would know. Oh, Kohina in Gugu Koku. Go watch Gugu Koku. Another amazing show. Highly recommend it. Luciana in Strike Witches. Who else? Aoi in Working, and that's about all I can recognize. Marika Kono, the voice of Ako. Also the voice of Mahiro in Onichan wa Oshimai. Also the voice of someone in Ragna Crimson. Also the voice of someone in ReZero. Haven't watched ReZero, so can't tell who exactly that is. Silence in Umamusu. Then we have Ayane Sakura, the voice... Sakura? The voice of Iori. Also the voice of Solution from Overlord. Yotsuba from Quintessential Quintuplets. Also the voice of... who else? Someone in Fate. Nerl from Arknights. Interesting. It's gonna be interesting to hear her. Solution, of course, yeah, from Overlord. Someone in Non Biori. And some Prince Eugen in Azure Lane. Ochako in Boku no Hero Academia. And plenty of other roles. And finally, Haruka Kozuki, the voice of Chinatsu and the voice of Chinatsu. That was simple. And we are left with, last but not least, Ajitani Hifumi, arguably the main character of the entire game, voiced by Kaeda Hondo, who also voiced someone from Shinkalion, Nanjamo from Pokemon, Suzuran from Arknights, and anybody else? Elena from Majo no Tabitai, sorry. And nobody else I would recognize, I'm afraid. Senpai from Tejima Senpai, I guess. And that's it. I think that's it. I don't think I missed anybody. I'm just gonna reload the page just in case there's actually someone more to load, but no, that's it. That's all. That's all she wrote. All right. It was good. I enjoyed myself, honestly. I particularly like the fact that this show really seems to be adding some of that detail that cannot really be shown in the game, in the format that the game is, because the format of the game is battles are left to right, side-scroller, auto-battler, arguably, almost. So you can't really show much in that format. And the story is a visual novel format, so you can't really show much in that format either. All you can show from a gunfight is subtitles saying boom, bang, boom, boom, bang, crash. And that doesn't really have as much impact as seeing those fights on screen. So I enjoyed the fact that there is some enjoyment to be found, even for someone like myself, for someone who is familiar with the game, familiar with the story. I'm not sure about them just completely skipping on the intro arc on meeting Yuka and the others. What happened to my watch? Oh, it just turned off. Go figure. Yeah, I don't know what to think about it, because I really think that the prologue in the game was actually really good. It's actually a very good introduction to the world. arguably even better introduction than this first episode. It might just be my bias speaking, or I might actually be onto something. I don't know. If you're curious about it, I would recommend at least going through the prologue of the game and try to see for yourself how you like that. But overall, I enjoyed it. The quality isn't like astounding. It's not Frieren, it's not Shangri-La Frontier, of course it's not. It really looks like 720p. The animation at times can be take it or leave it. But there were some really nice moments during the gunfights. There was some really nice animation at the same time. So yeah, it works, I guess. It really looks like it has that old anime filter on top of it. Kind of sorta like the colors are a little bit more muted than I would like them to be. Everything seems a little bit more blurry than I would like it to be, a little bit grainy. I'm not sure about that. I guess they're just working within the constraints of being a, fairly small anime studio. Hiring, I don't want to say hiring people who don't have experience or whatever, but they certainly have. It certainly doesn't seem like the staff on this anime is chock full of like big names with big important portfolios, is what I'm trying to say. So it's perfectly fine for that. But definitely, yeah, at times this weird like old anime filter reminded me of Sasaki Topi-chan, and that's not a good sign, I'm afraid. But for what it is, for a production of a studio that so far has only been making anime PVs for the games, and they did make Arknights, the animation, so that's something, I guess. It's good enough. It's good enough, I think. Good enough to satisfy a player of the game with some new additional stuff, and by showing all the events actually happen on screen instead of just being portrayed via lines of text and static images of characters. And I think it's good enough for people who have not heard of this, of the game, who have not tried the game but want to maybe try out the anime. And yeah, I think it's good. I honestly think it's good. I'm gonna have to look for some, other people's reactions to it, because I'm really wondering what would be the opinion and reaction of people who are not familiar with the game at all watching this. Like, I knew to expect gunfights being, whatever, 7 shots in the head, it's like, whatever, just shrug it off. I knew to expect it. But I wonder what would like from the perspective of someone who's completely unfamiliar with the game. So I'm gonna have to wait maybe for some videos on YouTube about that, just for my own enjoyment. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that about sums up this episode. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me for today. But maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this show, of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. Say so in the comments down below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Blue Archive, but also Metallic Rouge, Yuki Yuna is a Hero, Spice and Wolf, plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified when I go live, because I do sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Yuki Yuna, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube via memberships, super thanks, super chats, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word, it costs absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Net, Group Survivors, Zayrena, Yuki, Ala, Ishtamu, Dr. Watt, Akamazer, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to live in Abydos.